Welcome to Now Go Lead, the podcast where we help you level up your leadership in just 5 minutes. Each episode, we provide inspiring stories and actionable insights to help you lead with confidence and clarity. Whether you're a seasoned leader or just starting out, our goal is to give you the tools and motivation to level up your leadership game.
You know, at times I've gotten some pushback from developing leaders during the mentoring process. And I think truthfully, a lot of what I teach about the different aspects of leadership is difficult for anybody. And sometimes mastering one skill, one simple or, essential part of leadership can a lot of times take years, depending on where you're starting from and what you have to work with. But at some point, you take the prospect of putting it all together and leading yourself and others and an organization, and it can feel downright impossible sometimes. And I think when that reality sets in and you understand the gravity of what it's going to take to actually lead well, putting all these things together, it can push us sometimes to want to lower the bar and maybe skip some of the requirements of what true leadership is, just to make things a little easier. And this happens all the time across leadership everywhere. But when we do this, I think we consider this. We sense that there are some risk involved. I think if we're a forward-thinking leader at all, we kind of understand if we, decide to lower the bar, forget to do some, or maybe forget to do something, or decide to lower the requirements. We understand there's some risk with that, but we rationalize it. We rationalize the compromise with the argument that we need to move forward. Time's too short. We don't have the time to do it. We've got to do something, and that happens a lot. I get it. So I'm going to give a little bit of a controversial take here. The second Top Gun movie is better than the first one. Okay. You argue with me if you want. You can put comments in, but that's fine. But if you know the movie, the Navy decides to pull together its top pilots for this covert mission that has to happen. And there's some very difficult constraints to the mission. It's the terrain, the enemy weaponry, all of these kind of things are going to leave them with very limited options for how this mission can actually be done. So they decide to bring in Pete Mitchell, Maverick from the first movie to train these pilots, develop the mission, and decide who and how they're going to get this thing done. And so after several days of training, the pilots have just continually failed over and over again on the simulation, and basically to the point that no one thinks it can be done. The admiral is frustrated. He's going to push Maverick out of the way, and he develops some new mission parameters that are going to make the mission a little easier, although it may mean greater risk of the lives of the pilots. And so he's rolling out the mission parameters, and at the very same time, Maverick goes out, steals a jet, goes out onto the flight range, and attempts the simulation on his own. And so they're watching him, and he goes in and he executes it flawlessly, and he shows everyone for the first time that this can be done. And it really wasn't until that moment that anyone in the room understood that it could be done. But once they saw someone do it, everything changed. Their confidence went up. They selected a team. They went out and eventually completed the mission with no loss of life. So something to think about for you with your own leadership. It is so easy sometimes to fall into this pattern of just telling people what to do and showing them where to go. Have you relegated yourself to that? Has your leadership just fallen back into telling people maybe a few things that you've learned, pointing them where to go, and then getting back in your chair and just going back with whatever you're doing? And I say that as opposed to actually showing them what you should be doing. Being a leader's tough. It's a whole lot more than just teaching someone, showing them where to go. And so often success in the journey has to be accompanied with some belief that what you're trying to do is possible. And as a true leader, as a true mentor, you have to show them the way. You have to show them that the impossible can be done. So today, if you've been setting back, if maybe you've gotten a little lax in your leadership, I just want to inspire you. Rise up once again. Show the next generation of leaders what's possible. Because I think true leadership can be done despite all the messages telling us that it can't. And for every call out there to lower the bar, compromise is always going to be there for us. But today, let's stand up and show them what can be done. It's time to now go lead.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Now Go Lead. Join us next week as we cover a brand new leadership topic and help you level up your leadership in just 5 minutes. For more resources, tips, and inspiration, visit our website at nowgolead.com. You can also connect with us on Instagram at nowgolead and on LinkedIn. We would love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more leaders like you. Also, don't forget to share this podcast with your colleagues and friends who are on their own leadership journey. Now Go Lead is produced by HP Engineering Studios in beautiful Northwest Arkansas. Now go lead.